It's time for a new topic of Ryan on Gaming. This comes from Batman Ghost. Here's the topic. Why do developers get burnt out on a game and not do it anymore, like Naughty Dog with their last Uncharted game? Thanks. Batman Ghost, another excellent topic. I say another as if you've submitted other ones. I don't know if you have, but this one's a good one. This is a good one because it's even more so expansive outside of just video games. But the purest answer is, and this is something a lot of people definitely like never seem to remember or always forget or overlook about video games and video game development, is that people make them. You know what I'm saying? Like real life people that move and breathe and stuff. What I mean by that is, like, why do they get burnt out? Because sometimes people want to try and do something new, you know? Games, especially multi-million-dollar, like, big-budget AAA games, take a long time to make. So, look at how long the Uncharted series ran from. 2007 going on to 2016. That's a long time for some of those people to be working on this, you know, the same franchise. You know, modeling the same characters, you know, the same kind of environments, doing the same kind of set story. Of course, story is in like sort of the same universe. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those things where it's like, you know, if you do the same thing long enough, chances are at some point you're gonna want to try something different. Especially with developers. You know, developers are creative types. You know, you have to be a creative type when you're a developer. And you know, maybe you can be just a programmer or something, and you can just crunch numbers all day and code and whatnot, and you know, do your own little thing that you're being told or whatever. But a lot of those people that make games are the creative types. They like to flourish a little bit, try different things, come up with new ideas, and they're very excited about these things too. I mean, that's another thing people always seem to forget, is that people make games, and these people are genuinely excited to make games sometimes. You have to enjoy your craft. So some people always look at big, you know, video game developers and publishers as these evil corporations and evil entities that are trying to make money from you. And absolutely, they're trying to do that. But at the same time, if you're not, you know, into what you're doing, you're not going to be able to ever make a good video game. The hardworking people that make game X, Y, and Z, maybe you don't like X, Y, and Z, but those people really tried to make that game good. They really believed in the product, and they really tried to make it enjoyable. I mean, of course, there's many times where within the video game industry, there's the big one, which is like deadlines. So sometimes the developer doesn't have enough time to get the game out. Then that's why sometimes games have bugs, or you know, they're not very polished, or they're missing a lot of content that they want to include in the game, or they do like DLC after the fact, which is something the publisher is like really trying to push on them or something. But at the end of the day, developers are still creative types, and they really like to do, they like to try different things. And this is, like I mentioned earlier, more expansive even outside of the games industry, where it's like people generally want to try and do different things. Even when you're not a creative type, it's like if you work the same job long enough, chances are at some point you'll want to try something different. You want to see what's out there. You want to do something completely new. That's why even nowadays you'll see people in the games industry that have been in the industry for a very long time, like 30, 40 plus years, and they finally decide, I'm leaving this developer. I'm leaving this hardware manufacturer to do something different, and they usually do something completely different, or like some completely different industry, completely different field, usually it's in the same field, like they're in the same industry, you know, they're still in the games industry or something, but they'll go work for a different publisher or something. Of course, we also don't know if they're, say, doing it for more money or something. I'm sure absolutely that's a big deciding factor in it, but it's always the opportunity too. That's probably like a big deciding factor for a lot of these people whenever they decide to do something new or try something different. It's that that's what it is. It's completely different. It's fresh, and if you do the same thing over and over again, I'm telling you, you're gonna get bored of it. So you know, with Naughty Dog, why are they doing the last Uncharted? They want to give that game a rest. They want to close Nathan Drake's story, and they want to do something different. Naughty Dog for the last few years now has, you know, gotten this big notoriety for being a top tier premium developer that releases quality, amazing video games. And certainly they want to flex their muscles a little bit, especially if you've seen over the years their evolution of games, you know, from going Crash Bandicoot to Jak and Daxter to Uncharted to Last of Us. And they are constantly saying this in interviews left and right, which is that we want to do more mature stories, more grounded stories. Why don't we do things like Crash and Jak anymore? They feel like they've kind of matured from that a little bit. They want to leave the sort of cartoony aspects of those games and really try to do more grounded, realistic stories that are, you know, like that like really pull at your emotions and all that, bullshit, you know what I'm saying? So with specifically Nathan Drake, they decided we're finally done after 4 games, which is a lot. And that's the thing too, sometimes it will benefit the consumer, which is that a lot of these games, will get rammed into the ground. Another Call of Duty every single year, Assassin's Creed every single year, or tons of games that like get like tons of sequels over and over and over again. Also when those things keep happening, that's definitely like a situation where like the publisher obviously wants the games to keep going or something. But sometimes that's why there might be a trade-off of like the game going to a different developer or something. But that's like a totally separate conversation of like why those things happen. Like I would doubt that a lot of the times those things happen because the developer just says like, oh, we don't want to do it anymore. Maybe that's the case, but I would assume most of the times that's just remanagement of what the publisher's trying to do. Maybe this developer gets stuck with this game for this year. We'll have them do this project. We feel like the team's more suited for this project. Oh, we can keep doing this game by giving it to this developer or so and so. Again, totally separate conversation, but for the most part, I mean, that's kind of what it is. Batman Ghost. I mean, do different things. To do different things, game developers are creative types, and this is definitely a good example for Naughty Dog, because we all know with Naughty Dog and Sony as their publisher, Sony's very lenient. Sony will let a lot of their developers kind of do their own thing. Sony will check in every once in a while, see where their projects are at. And if their developers are happy with what they're doing, Sony will say, okay, we'll keep going forward. Or if Naughty Dog has to say, we're really not feeling this project that we're working on, can we scrap it and do another one? Sony is usually very lenient in saying, yes, absolutely, do what you need to do. We want a good product first, not a rushed or product or a product that you're not feeling, that you're not committed to or something. So that's just what it is. Batman Goes, thank you so much for that topic. And if you think you have a topic that beats Batman's, that's a sentence I never thought I'd say. If you think you can beat Batman, let me know. And try to beat Batman in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take it easy.